processing everything a little bit, but I guess what is the emotions right now, right? I mean, it's not a loss, but you also didn't get your title back tonight. So what are your feelings right now?
It's kind of like crossing feelings. From one side, I proud of myself because I fought. I fought the battle till from the first second to the very end of the fight. I fought with all my heart, with all my soul. And from the other side, it's like frustration because I think 3 rounds I won. 2 rounds it maybe was her, but I feel that 10-8 in the fifth round, it's completely unfair. It was some illegal shots like knees in the first round. Unfortunately, it was like nothing to do with that, but I feel that it's not, it's against my like personal rules that stop and complain, right? It's kind of like I every time was feeling hard position situation, I tried to find the way to succeed, and that's why I didn't stop. I broke my thumb in the first round, and it's like fractured now. I felt it's kind of like affecting my striking, but in the same time, I felt if I would stop, it's gonna be very frustrating for the whole fans who was this night because they was waiting this fight, they want to see the fight, and if I stop in the first round and say I cannot continue, I felt like it's gonna be again against my own personal rules. That's why I continue fight with my whole heart. I think I did everything to secure the victory, and unfortunately I think because this event it's like Mexican Independence Day, that's why it's affected the decision of the judge to give 10-8 in the fifth round. And for my experience, 10-8, it's when one fighter completely cannot do nothing. It's like running around, waiting there, looking for escape from the octagon. It's like miserable. But in the fifth round, it was like 4 minutes or how many minutes stand up, and she didn't let one punch, and she only could take the back position on the like what it was last minute and a half, I don't remember now, but even there it was not damage. It was not too much damage to succeed this 10-8. That's why kind of like I'm saying it's double feeling. One side I'm proud of myself, and one side I frustrated from the judge decision.
And just to ask you to clarify on that, on the Mexican Independence Day thing, are you saying that you think the judges factored that in, or do you mean because it was a pro-Mexican crowd, the volume was so loud, the cheering was so loud that maybe the judge thinks it's more dominant than it really is?
Really, I don't know what it was big decision from that, but 10-8 is 10-8. And 10-8, it's kind of like not what it was in the fifth round.
The knees, how much did they affect you? You said you didn't want to stop and complain, or I mean, how much did that moment concern you or affect you?
It's kind of like affected because it was knees to the head. It was not cut, luckily for me, but I was grounded opponent. I had my finger on the mat, and this is what you cannot do with a ground opponent. But it's kind of like, again, I'm saying it's not my personal rules. It's gonna go against it if I stop and say, oh my God, I cannot continue. Because I'm the warrior, I have to continue. I have to find the way to succeed.
Anything in there that she did, you talk about the battles that you had to get through, was there anything that she did that surprised you? Obviously, you've got a lot of experience with her in very close fights at this point. Was there anything new tonight that you weren't expecting?
Not this fight. I expected it's gonna be war. I expected it's gonna be battle, and we went on a battle. We went like best flyweights in the world. We were there, and I think I did enough to secure the victory. But because of this 10-8, it was a draw. Draw, it's not a loss. But in my case, it's not a victory.
Last thing for me, I mean, obviously you've got to clear up your hand and all that, but I'm just curious, kind of, as you sit there, your motivation, is it like, we got to do this again because I got to get my belt back? Or is it like, well, maybe I'll go to 35, maybe there's other things out there? I mean, as you sit there right now, I know you can't say for sure, but what sounds most appealing to you?
First of all, I don't want to rush. I don't want to say something that tomorrow I will change my mind. First of all, I want to see how long it's gonna heal, because this is the most important. If my next fight, when it's gonna happen, I want to perform the best way what I can. I don't want to like perform 50%. I wanna do 100. That's why right now, I don't know what it's gonna be next. Who is gonna be next, but I am here, and this performance tonight, I show that I have much more forward to go. This is kind of like no stop, no less power what I have, no less motivation. It's kind of like no matter how old I am feeling great, and I'm happy that martial arts, it's my lifestyle. I'm happy that martial arts, it's the way what I am living my life. And I want to do that before I feel this motivation. And hopefully I'm going to feel that for a long time.
So, Valentina, just on the knees, do you think Alexa knew they were illegal? Do you think just in the heat of the fight she just threw them and it was up to the referee to say, hey, you're fouling right now?
Right now, it's very hard for me to say. I have to rewatch that. I have to exactly see the moment. But I remember my fingers was on the mats. I remember that it was on the floor, and I was kind of like. And that time, in that minute in the fight, I. Didn't think to stop. I didn't think, but I was kind of like looking to the referee and waiting to act something. But he said continue, and I continue.
When you found out that the fifth round was scored at 10-8 by one judge, what was your immediate reaction? Because it's one thing for them to say, oh, there was a round that's 10-8, but to know it was the fifth round, which I think not many people in here would say that's a 10-8. What was your reaction to that?
I couldn't believe that it's happening, that fifth round, it's 10-8. It was surprising for me, very surprising.
Valentina over here. You mentioned your frustration with that 10-8 given to Lex in the fifth, and we all know judges are subject to criticism often in this game. From a fighter's perspective, is there something you'd like to see change in the way judging works with these fights?
I feel that to give at 10-8, you have to be very sure that it is 10-8. But it was not our case. It's kind of like was not even close to 10-8. And yeah, I hope it's gonna change, but I know many fighters go through the same frustration when it's kind of like that way, but you cannot do nothing. The official decision, it's official decision. As I mentioned, it's a draw, it's not a loss, but in my case, it's not a victory.
And you also stated the crowd affecting that result, maybe that 10-8. If the trilogy is next and it were up to you, where would you want that fight to take place and under which circumstances?
I'm the fighter who never choose opponents, never choose place, never choose the moment. I just go there and I prepare myself for the full battle. This is what I was, the way what I was growing up, because I feel this is my character. This is representing me as a fighter, because I don't want to be the picky one, like, oh my God, I don't like this, I will do that, I not go there. I just like do what I love. I love to fight, I love to perform, and I love to get ready for the fight.
And although the energy was not for you necessarily, did you enjoy seeing all those fans come out and support both of you guys?
Yes, definitely. It was every time the fans they are supporting, like fighters, it's something that's very motivational, and definitely. But I can say in this fight, I didn't feel like. I mean, already in the fight, I didn't hear the crowd how they like was cheering my opponent or what, because I was so focusing on winning. I was so focusing to go there and get my belt back. That's why I kind of like was feeling I have a block. I have a block from the whole crowds, and it didn't affect me anyhow.
Thank you.
Valentina, one question over here in the back. You've been obviously dominant for so long. When you went out to the cage this time, emotionally as the challenger, how did it feel different, if at all, to your previous fights?
First of all, it felt amazing because I go there for a battle. I go there for a war, and I went there. And for me, like champion, challenger, inside of the octagon, you do the same. You fight the same. And if you are not fighting the same, like no matter what corner you are, what color of corner you are, it's kind of like I cannot say that it's like pure like feeling of the fighter, but I every time perform the best what I can, no matter if I am champion or if I am a challenger.
Thank you.
Valentina, how did you feel about the fourth round, and what was going through your mind heading into the fifth round?
No time to stop. This is the last 5 minutes, and I have to do everything. I don't have right to like feel that I stop for a little bit. I just like not continue to move, not continue to strike, and this is what I felt. It's like 5 minutes more, and I have to go till the end.
Valentina, en español rápido. ¿Pensaste tú que ganaste la pelea? ¿Cómo tú tenías la pelea juzgada?
My question just for Valentina, very quickly. Do you think you won the fight? How did you judge the fight?
I do. Sí, yo creo que gané la pelea con resultado 3-2. Esto sería lo más justo. Y como yo dije que 10-8 en el quinto round es totalmente algo que imposible. En esta pelea, en este round, en quinto round, no es 10-8 que tiene que ser tener el lugar ahí.
I think it was a 3-2. That's what I feel would be the most fair result. As I said, there's a 10-8 in the fifth round, a 10-8 in and of itself, and a 10-8 in the fifth round. It's impossible. I just don't think that's place for that.
El juez que juzgó ese round 10-8 fue Mike Bell. ¿Crees que él necesita dar una explicación o explicar por qué juzgó un 18? Muchas personas están también confundidos acerca de ese puntaje. ¿Crees que él debe una respuesta al público?
And Mike Bell actually had a 10-8. That's his name. That's who scored a 10-8. Do you think that he needs to come out and publicly explain what happened, because a lot of people were confused?
Me gustaría que primero explica, sí, yo creo que esto sería más justo porque no es algo que nosotros peleadores, nosotros peleamos y todo el mundo lo ve, ¿cierto? Y como se siente, como se dice, es abierto todo. Pero cuando jueces dan su puntaje, es como algo cerrado, ¿sí? Y nosotros nadie no sabemos por qué. Y esto sí, yo creo que sería algo justo primero y sí, me gustaría escucharlo.
Yeah, it would be really nice to see, because actually we as fighters, I mean, we fight, and all of you see it. Isn't open to the public thing. It's there for everybody to see. Now, as far as the scoring, that's they scored, and you don't, the criteria, you don't see it. It's a private thing. So yeah, I would actually like that to happen. Some sort of explanation.
¿Quieres una trilogía con Alexa? ¿Eso es lo que quieres después de este resultado? ¿Buscas eso?
And do you want a trilogy with Alexa after this result? Is that what you're looking for?
Como yo dijo, yo soy peleadora que siempre va a ir adelante. No me importa qué resultado es ahora. Yo sé que hice todo para ganar la pelea, pero por primero tengo que estar segura que mi dedo fracturado va a curarse bien para que yo pueda hacer otra pelea en mi 100%. Y claro que sí, yo, como yo dije, estoy aquí por largo tiempo y la pelea de hoy se mostró que tengo mucho más para adelante. Nadie no puede parar. Yo no me siento algo menos fuerte, algo menos motivada, algo menos que había 2 años atrás. Yo siento lo mismo hasta que un poco más. Por eso yo digo que aquí estoy por largo tiempo y yo voy a pelear.
As I said, I am a fighter. I'm a fighter that keeps moving on and moving forward. Yes, I just want to see how my fractured thumb is it. How long does it take to recover? I want to be 100% coming back. But I said I'm here for a long time. I don't feel less strong, less motivated. I don't feel less of anything. Quite the contrary. I actually feel even more so. And even, I mean, in comparison, like a couple of years ago, as I said, I want to be here for a long time, and I want to fight. That's what I want to do.
Gracias.
Valentina, ¿en algún punto de tu carrera te gustaría ser la estelar de un evento en UFC Perú?
In any point of your career, would you like to actually be in a event of the UFC in Peru?
Sí, claro que sí, me gustaría y también me gustaría mucho estar estelar en mi país de Kirguistán también. Hay otro país, Tailandia, que me gustaría también estar estelar ahí. Ojalá que UFC puede tener un evento allá, porque en Tailandia yo... este campamento tenía en Tiger Muay Thai y puedo decir Muay Thai allá muy fuerte, MMA allá es muy fuerte estilo y todo el público quiere ver. Entonces yo también creo que así puedo decir 3 países donde yo me gustaría ser estelar.
We actually love to be the main event in Peru, and also in my home country of Kyrgyzstan, and also in Thailand. I mean, as you know, my camp was in Tiger Muay Thai, and MMA is really strong there. People really want to see it. So I actually have 3 countries that I would like to be a main event in.
Gracias.
Valentina, you did an interview before this fight, and you kind of teased that you would have an announcement maybe after a win, and I'm curious, it was related to bantamweight. If you would have won the fight, were you going to move back up to bantamweight and try and get the belt there?
Yo quería... Oh, I'm sorry. It would be like, first of all, depends of the result, right? And right now, I feel it's kind of like... I cannot say what it's going to be right now, the next move, because of the fracture. I have to make sure that it's kind of like taken care and it's kind of like healed. I don't want to someone to like wait on me for a long time, because they kind of like also, I feel the bantamweights, they was like already how many, like few months, like waiting for the title, and to wait like 6 months more, I think it's impossible. It's unfair. And the same, like, but I'm still here. And whatever happened while I'm healing, I will be right on the top for the next one.
Have the weight cuts gotten harder at all at flyweight for you? Just, you know, as time goes on, people say that the older you get, maybe weight cuts get a little bit harder. How has it been for you?
Oh my God, this time it was so easy. It was, I think it's, for the people who are saying it's getting harder, it's because they are getting lazier. And it's kind of like with the time, with the like lifestyle, it's getting like, oh my God, maybe I won't do diet for like months or 2 and do easy cut like for in the last week, but it's discipline that you have to follow no matter what. And I feel if you have this discipline, it's no matter how old are you, older or younger, it's gonna be the same easy. And I think the discipline is the rule number 1.
Thanks, Valentina.
Valentina, gracias por una tremenda pelea, una guerra clásica que vamos a ver miles de veces y que vive por años cuando la gente la estudia y vea el combate al nivel más alto. En tu pelea vimos algo nuevo, que te pudieron conectar y te vimos en la lona. ¿Cómo pudiste recuperarte y qué fue el tipo de plática con tu equipo entre los rounds para poder concentrarte, relajarte y continuar con tu combate?
Thank you for a tremendous fight. It's always a pleasure to see you in such a high level and actually giving us that spectacle. Tonight in the fight, we saw something new. We saw you were knocked down, and we wanted to know what happened for you to recover. What was the process of recovering? What was said between rounds that led you to actually have such a recovery from what happened?
Por primero, entre asaltos, lo que me estaba diciendo mi entrenador y mi equipo es ir adelante, a pesar de que cualquier cosa, ir adelante. No me sentía, sí, tal vez fue algo de golpe, algo así, pero no me sentía perdida, no me sentía algo que no puedo seguir, y eso es lo más importante. Mi cabeza es dura, entonces no se puede hacer algo así que me separa. Entonces yo seguía. Recuperación fue algo simple, porque mi meta principal y en la cabeza que yo tenía es seguir. No, a pesar de cualquier cosa, seguir es seguir.
Basically in between rounds, the instruction was to push forward, just keep on moving forward, regardless of what was happening. As far as the recovery is concerned, it wasn't a problem for me because my personal goal, is to keep going. Yeah, I didn't feel lost at any time. In any moment, I have a hard head. I mean, they shaking head. It doesn't matter. I mean, I didn't feel lost or the strike itself. It didn't have the effect. My mind was to keep pushing forward, keep going, regardless.
Y finalmente para mí lo que hablamos es una pelea clásica, una guerra, algo tremendo por 25 minutos. Muchas gracias. ¿Cómo se siente estar en otra pelea que nos va a dejar una bonita memoria? Obviamente tus fans te van a seguir apoyando y siguiendo, pero como lo ves en las redes sociales, están hablando todo esto, controversia o no, de todas maneras todos estamos de acuerdo, fue una gran pelea. ¿Y cómo se siente eso de agregar eso a tu legado?
And as I said again, this is a great fight. It was a classic war, and again, thank you for it. How does it feel to actually be in another amazing fight, one that all the fans, I mean, if you go on the internet, regardless of the decision or anything that happened, they keep supporting you and they keep saying this was an amazing fight. So another fight for your legacy.
Al final, eso es lo que más importa. Claro que sí, me gustaría estar esta noche con ustedes con un cinturón, pero lo más importante para mí que dejé mi corazón en la lona y que todos los fanáticos podían disfrutar la pelea. Entonces, esta pelea se queda en la historia y me encanta ser la parte de historia.
At the end of the day, that's what matters the most. Of course, I would like to be here with you with a belt in front of me, but the most important thing is giving this memory to people. It was a fight that people will remember. I left everything. I left my heart in the octagon, and it matters a lot. Is actually being a part of history. It's a great historic fight that people will remember.
Gracias. Viva Valentina.
Gracias.
Valentina, acá atrás, sí. Preguntarte acerca de, pues, qué es lo que rescatas de tu pelea el día de hoy, de tu actuación, y también ahí mismo en la pregunta ¿cómo te sentiste con la afición mexicana que se hizo presente? Obviamente te tocó estar del otro lado.
I have two questions for you. One of them, what do you recall about the fight, about your performance tonight, and also second question, what did you feel about the Mexican crowd tonight in such a special night?
Por primero, me sentí muy fuerte, me sentí teniendo excelente training camp, como dije, en Tailandia, en Tiger Muay Thai, con todos training partners que tenía, muy buenos, excelentes, que estaban así empujándome siempre hasta mis límites. Por eso yo sentía muy fresca esta pelea y así como sin parar ir adelante y adelante. Sí, claro, me esperaba que la gente va a apoyar la mexicana y es algo normal. Yo esperaría de mi pueblo lo mismo, pero como dije, cuando estuve allá adentro del octágono, me bloqueé de todo, entonces no entró. Todo que el público quería apoyar o algo así, no entró hacia mí. Y esto que también creo que apoyó para que se quedo con cabeza fría y peleo lo que tenía que pelear.